Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Panzer VII Lowe. The Panzerkampfwagen 7 Lowe, which translates to lion, was a design for a super heavy tank created by Krupp for the German government during World War II. The project, initially codenamed VK 70.01K, never left the drawing board and was dropped in the 5th and 6th of March 1942 in favor of Porsche's heavier Panzer VIII Maus. The Lowe was designed to have a 10.5 centimeter L/7 gun, or a 15 centimeter L/38 gun, or even the possibility of an 8.8 centimeter L/71 gun. And it was also designed to have one coaxial machine gun. There's not much known about the Lowe due to its basically prototype stage and just a proposed drawing and all that. As I mentioned, this was dropped for the design of the Maus, and the Maus, we all know the story of that, didn't really go anywhere past the prototype stage either. So both the Panzer VIII and 7 were two experimental tanks that really never got anywhere, but the Panzer VII here, definitely a more kind of, I guess, conceptual tank compared to that of the Maus. So I definitely think this tank had more potential over the Maus, and just due to the Maus's huge design. But what do I know? I'm not a German tank designer, and I guess the German ideology for the time was bigger is better, and obviously they didn't win the war. Overall, it's a pretty cool design. We built this in a stream a while back, and some of you guys may remember that, so cool stuff there. And overall, I think the design for it came out really good. We have a cool little camouflage here for green and kind of gray speckled type pattern. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think I'll cover it necessarily how to do it in this tutorial, just because it's, again, really straightforward. You're just mixing some stuff in. We're going to be building this in a base gray color. I think that would be the best, as most German prototype tanks are often seen in the gray color. So we're going to go and put it in a gray color and all that for this tutorial. But here's some options you can do for it and all that stuff. I believe this is also based off the World Tank camouflage it gave it. Anyways, really cool looking tank here. As we can see, we have the long barrel gun here. My guess this is probably the 105mm gun, just due to its size. It's a pretty good sized gun for sure. We have obviously the turret here, really nicely designed. I think it captured the shape of the Panzer VII pretty good, and at least what we were able to kind of see from conceptual drawings. The chassis itself, pretty straightforward. Again, kind of reminiscent of that of like a Tiger, or a Tiger II, more specifically is what it really looks like it was based off of. Back here, again, pretty straightforward stuff, nothing too crazy here. Just all the vents and detailing here on the top. But overall, a really nice looking build. I think it's going to make a great addition to any of your kind of, fantasy type, World War II went on longer than it did, all these different crazy prototypes that were being created and all that. It will definitely go good in a map like that, or even just your standard map if you're just looking for something a little bit different, maybe a super weapon or some kind of highlight vehicle or something like that, and this could definitely be it. Anyways, let's go move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers 0 and 1. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our first layer. We'll be obviously starting off with layers 0 and 1. To go ahead and get started with this tank, we're going to place down a row of 2 of nether brick slabs like this across, followed by 2 nether brick top slabs. This right here is going to be the start of the right front tracks. From this, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone block, followed by an andesite wall coming off the stone block. We then want to place down a stone block and then a light gray shulker box. Now we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern a total of 3 more times until we have a total of 4 of these gray shulker boxes. So again, andesite wall, stone block behind it, stone block, light gray shulker box, andesite wall, stone block, and so on. Again, we want to have a total of 4 of these shulker boxes running along the side here for our road wheels. Once we get to this point here, we're going to go and place down our stone block and then an andesite wall here on the end. Now we want to go and then go to the bottom of all these andesite walls, and for the grass block, at least for me, depends on what terrain you're building on or what blocks you're building on, but we're going to replace that block underneath the andesite walls here with another brick block like that to go and close off that area and make a little nice solid track look design. We're going to then place down 2 nether brick slabs and 2 nether brick top slabs across like so. After that's done, we're going to then take our stone slabs. We're going to go to these nether brick slabs here in the front. We're going to place down a row 3 of stone top slabs across. And then in the back here, we're going to do the snare brick slab here and do a row of 3 across as well. We then want to take a stone brick slab and replace any stone brick slab off this middle stone block. And we want to go ahead and run stone top slabs, filling in the spaces here all the way like this to create a nice solid basis here for the tank. Now at this point here, we just need to go ahead and then take our nether brick slabs and basically all the blocks we used to make that set of tracks over there on that side and just translate it over here to this side. So I'm going to go ahead and build this a little bit faster, as I've already kind of covered the other side in pretty good detail on how to do it. Again, it's the same thing as the right side of the track, so if I'm going a little fast for you guys, just feel free to take a look at the other side and pause the video if you need to. But again, it's pretty straightforward stuff here. And we're just going to take this all the way back like so. Fill in the spaces here. And right there, that'll create our nice solid base here for the tank. Now after that's done, we're going to go to each one of these shulker boxes. We're going to place down stone buttons on the sides of them, item frames, and in those item frames, we want to go and place down stone blocks like so to go ahead and make the centers there of our wheels. We're going to go ahead and go over here as well and do the same thing. Just like this, get our stone blocks. After that's all done, we should get a base that looks like this here for the vehicle, and with a nice double check, we'll just make sure there's anything I'm missing. Oh, one thing, we are going to place a wither skeleton skull coming off this stone brick top slab on the back there, and for the front, we're all good to go. So this is what the basis here of your tank should look like. So make sure that's correct, as everything will be based off of this layout here. Anyways, that's it for layer number 1, or layer 0-1. With that, let's move on to layer number 2. Alright guys, move on to our next layer. We have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our stone stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of stone stairs across the middle space like so. We then want to go ahead and go to the sides here. We're going to place down 2 upside down stone stairs here to both sides, and then coming off the backs and the side of the stone stairs, we're going to place down dark oak wood signs. So just like this, all the way around. After that's done, we're going to then take our stone blocks. We're going to place down a row of 5 across, a light gray shulker box to both sides, a stone button come off the face of the shulker box. We're going to go and then place down a item frame on these 2 shulker boxes, and then in the item frame, we're going to place down a cobweb, like so. After that, we're going to place down a row of 5 stone blocks across the middle here, followed by a stone upside down stair to both sides. And then we want to go and then place down a dark oak wood sign coming off the side of the stone upside down stair. From this, we're going to go and take our stone blocks, and we're going to go and run along the side here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 stone blocks back. We're going to go ahead and go over here and do the same thing as well, run this all the way back to this point here. Now once we get to this point, we're going to place down their row of stone blocks alongside this on the inside here. So just like this, filling this whole space in, so you have a 2 wide side here. And on the very back here, we're just going to take our stone stairs. We're going to place down 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Now from this, we're going to go and go to the sides. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak wood signs starting from the back going toward the front. We're going to go and then switch to some dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 dark oak wood trapdoors in our main space. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark oak wood trapdoors, and 4 dark oak wood signs going back like so. After that's done, we're going to go and then go to the back here, and for this space here, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of stone blocks, filling that space there. A dark oak wood fence gate on the middle block, like that, opened up toward it, followed by a polished granite block on both sides here. And then we want to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off those 2 polished granite blocks. Now with that done, we're going to then take our stone blocks, and we can fill in our main space here. If you do want to do an interior for the tank, you can leave the space hollow to go ahead and build in, but for the sake of the story, we're just going to go and fill that in completely solid with stone blocks. With that all done, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 2. Here's what it looks like from above here. Pretty straightforward stuff, and all that. Anyways, that's it for layer number 2. With that, let's move on to layer number 3. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we'll be moving on to layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and take our stone brick blocks. We're going to place down a stone brick stair right here, followed by a stone stair to the left side, and then we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 over here to the right side. In the corners here, we're going to place down a stone corner stair to both sides like so, and then a item frame cut off the middle stair with a snowball in it like so. After that, we want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of these 2 stone upside down stairs, and that right there will kind of finish off the front here and fenders. After that, right along the sides here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stone stairs. Over here, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stone stairs. We then want to go ahead and go to the back of this stone brick stair. We're going to place down a smooth stone full block, and then we're going to skip a space over here and do the same thing over here. We then want to fill in the remaining space here with stone blocks. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down an andesite wall here in the middle, followed by 1 and 2 stone blocks and 1 and 2 stone blocks. After that, we're going to go ahead and fill in a row of 5 of stone blocks like this across, and then 1 stone block here to both sides is what you need at the very minimum, but for the sake of the tutorial, we're going to fill this all in across between our stairs. On the side here, we're going to go and take andesite walls. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 andesite walls, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 andesite walls back. From this, we're going to then take our stone blocks. We're going to place down a row of 5 across between the first ones, followed by a second row of 5, and then a third row of 5 of stone going across. Now, once we get to this point here, we're going to take our stone blocks, and we're going to place down another row of 5 going all the way across like so. And then at this point, we're going to go and then grab ourselves light gray shulker boxes. We're going to place down 1 and 2 light gray shulker boxes there in the middle, and then we're going to place down 2 stone blocks going out to both sides of those shulker boxes like so. We then actually want to go ahead and grab ourselves some black concrete as well, and we're going to go and swap out this stone block for black concrete, same thing over here, and also the stone block here on both sides. So just like that, and you'll have those black concrete markings. On the back here, we're going to go and then take stone stairs. We're going to place down a row of 5 all the way across, followed by a dark oak wood sign on the sides of these stairs, like so. We're also going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate coming off these 2 stairs here to the sides, followed by a acacia wood fence post right there coming up from those wither skeleton skulls. Another optional thing to kind of add a little bit of detail here is to maybe put some item frames on the back. You can go ahead and attach some tools to the vehicle, such as an axe, a shovel, whatever you guys really want to add. But it just adds a little bit more detail to the build and kind of gives it a, actually used look with some tools mounted onto the vehicle. Anyways, that right there is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 3. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 4. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we're moving on to layer 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a skeleton skull on top of these 2 stone stairs like so. We're going to place down an item frame that goes back from them, and in that item frame we're going to place down a stone slab, and we're going to go ahead and rotate it so that the slab is on the side kind of closest to the outside like that for the tank stair, for the little kind of notches here for the hatches. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stone buttons, and we're going to place down a stone button on top of these 2 stone blocks here to both sides. From this, we're going to go ahead and place down a redstone repeater back from the item frames here, and we're going to have the notches separated as far as we can, like so, on both sides. We're going to go and then place down a stone block here in the middle, stone stair to both sides of that stone block, and coming off the stone block itself, we're going to place down 1 and 2 stone top slabs. We then want to go ahead and switch to iron trapdoors, and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 iron trapdoors going forward. After that, we're going to go ahead and go and continue on with the turret. We're going to place down a row of 3 of stone blocks across, followed by an andesite wall to both ends. We're going to then place down a row of 5 of stone blocks, followed by a second row of 5. We're then going to place down a row of 3 of stone blocks, andesite wall to both sides, a stone block here in the middle, and an andesite wall again to both sides, just like that. After that's done, we're going to then place down a skeleton skull here in the corner, and same thing over there as well. We then want to go ahead and place down a iron trapdoor on that stone block there, dark oak wood sign coming off of it, and we're going to go and then place down skeleton skulls here on top of these 2 stone blocks. We then want to go ahead and place down a rail on top of these black concrete blocks, all 4 of them, and we're going to go and then place down a daylight detector on top of those stone blocks in between those rails. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and grab our item frames again. So go to our create menu. We're going to place down an item frame on each one of these light gray shulker boxes, and in those item frames we want to go ahead and place down stone blocks like so. We're also going to be placing down a redstone repeater here to the left side with the notches flicked far apart like so. At this point here, we're also going to take some stone pressure plates. We're going to place down a row of stone pressure plates across the back. And we'll need a iron bar and also another brick fence post. We're going to place down another brick fence post here on the right side on the stone block, and then an iron bar over here to the left side. And that right there will almost wrap up what we have to do. One last thing, we're going to place down wither skeleton skulls on top of these 2 acacia wood fence posts. And once that's all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 4 for the build. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a stone block on top of the stone top slab, and then coming off of it, going forward, place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stone slabs going forward, followed by 2 nether brick slabs. On the nether brick slab on the very end here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the, or sorry, actually a dark oak wood trapdoor on the bottom of it, a dark oak wood sign coming off these 3 sides here of this nether brick slab. We're also going to place the iron frame like that, come off the slab, and a black concrete block in it for the muzzle brake like so. Going back to the beginning of the barrel here, on the first 3 stone slabs, we're going to place down dark oak wood signs on the sides of them, like so. After that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a skeleton skull that's coming off both sides of this stone block, and then going back from the skeleton skull, we're going to place down another stone block and an andesite wall to both sides like that. We're going to place down a stone stair here in the middle, and then a stone block to both sides. We're going to go then place down an iron frame, stone block, in the iron frame, and same thing over here on this side as well. After that, we're going to place down another row of 3 of stone blocks across, followed by a nether brick top slab on both sides, a wither skeleton skull come off the top slab going forward, and then a dark oak wood top slab coming off the sides of nether brick top slabs. After that, we're going to go and then place down another row 3 of stone blocks going across the middle here, followed by a stone stair to both sides. Another row 3 of stone blocks across the middle here, stone corner stair to both sides like so. We're going to go then place down a row 3 of stone blocks, a skeleton skull here at a slight angle, same thing back here. And you're just going to kind of slowly wrap those skeleton skulls around to get kind of a nice curved looking shape there. And then a stone stair here in the middle, like so. We then want to go and place down an iron bar on top of this one, and an iron bar on top of this nether brick fence post. And once you have that complete there, just double checking, make sure I didn't miss anything, everything looks good. That is going to complete what we have here for layer number 5 for the build. And with that, we're going to move into our final layers here, layers 6 and 7. We're going to complete the radio antennas and all the top details for the tank. Anyways, with that, let's go and move into our last final details. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers, we have layers 6 and 7. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a stone bund on top of this stone block here in the front. We then want to place down a stone bund on top of these 2 stone blocks going back. Over here on the left side of the turret, so over here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull, followed by an iron frame in the middle here with a stone block in the iron frame, and then we're just going to place down a redstone repeater like that with the notches flicked out of the sides here, like so. After that, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull on top of our nether brick top slabs like this for our smoke grenade dispensers. After that, going ahead and going back from it, we're going to place down a skeleton skull in this space, followed by a stone slab behind it, and on the remaining spaces around the stone slab, we're going to place down skeleton skulls like that for the commander's cupola. After that, we're going to swap this block out right here for a smooth stone slab block. We're going to place down an iron frame on top of it, and then a stone slab and iron frame like that for the latch here to open the hatch up like that for what would be most likely the gunner of the tank. And once we have that done, the last thing for us to do is to go ahead and go to the back of the tank here, go into these 2 iron bars. We're going to place down 2 more iron bars, go up like that for the radio antenna. And with that all complete, that is going to wrap up my design here for the Panzer VII Lowe. Overall, a really nice looking tank, and again, you can make the camo additions here by mixing some green in, using some mossy cobblestone walls, dark oak wood stairs and slabs, and some green terracotta, and you can really make a nice looking kind of camouflage for it. Definitely think it looks a little bit nicer compared to the just all stone version, but as most German prototype tanks kind of were all in gray. Thought that would be the best version to give you guys. But again, full camouflage definitely doesn't hurt. Anyways, that's going to do it for this tutorial. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys do end up using this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be linked inside the build between my channel or this video if this doesn't appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been great to it for, and I'll see you guys next time.